when you record to a cassette tape, it's very hissy. Hissy meaning like there's a layer of ambient audio, just noise. It's not unpleasant. It's just a layer of hiss that that you hear when you record to a tape. And I guess I was thinking about that sound a lot. And I was thinking about that I wanted to have a name that felt, like sort of um, ambiguously devotional, right? Sort of like people couldn't tell if it was like a gospel band or what it was. I don't know. I liked that it was confusing to people. The two S's has been very confusing to people for many years. Um, I don't know. I'm like a weird kind of person that takes pleasure in that sort of stupid stuff. And I just made another record that is not a Hiss record. It's a record that I've been wanting to make for 25 years probably, but I've never had time and never had the bandwidth to do it. It's completely different from Hiss. There's no singing on it at all. And it's a record under the name Revelators. And it's myself and a whole bunch of different people, lots of people from Richmond. There's this drummer named Philo Sungi that lives in Bremen, Germany, that I am obsessed with. She added stuff to it. Um, and it's kind of like this weird dubby spiritual jazz record that kind of just goes through these different movements. It's parts of it feel like Miles Davis's On the Corner maybe, and parts of it feel like um I don't know, like really spacey ambient music with no drums. And so Scott we just finished mixing that like 3 days ago. Scott did that too. See, I'm always trying to take my what I find inspirational musically and put it into my music in a way that feels genuine, right? So, and that's a pretty subjective thing to say that it should feel genuine. All I can say is like when I make something that feels real, it sounds real, right? And even if listeners cannot articulate why something feels quote unquote real, I think that people can hear that, and it's this weird sort of magical thing that happens in the air. I'm always, um, I'm not really interested in putting on a costume, right? Like I don't want to wear a musical costume. I want things to go deeper. So, you know, I love Jamaican music. I love roots reggae of the early to mid 1970s. That's the most important music in the world to me. And that's probably the stuff that I buy the most of. But I don't know that I'm ever going to make a reggae record um, for a variety of reasons. What I will do, though, is I will try and understand how rhythm works in that music, right? And I will try and 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 use it in my own records, absorb it into my own music without it feeling like I'm stealing it, without it feeling like I'm putting on a costume, right? But rather like, okay, they have like a tambourine that goes on like every beat. Like, what happens if we try that? Like, okay, I understand why they did that now. I tried it in my music. That gives me deeper insight into how reggae music, into how roots reggae works, right? Kind of all at once, but it usually starts with a melody. Like, I'm probably not going to finish a song that I feel like I'm not going to finish a song that I don't want to keep singing the melody. Like the melody has to compel me to sing it over and over again enough to until I come up with actual words to sing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like I could write like what I think are the best lyrics in the world, but if I don't have a good melody to sing them to, then it's probably not going to get finished.